The captain made one choice at 3 a.m., and 140 people paid with their lives. 3:14 in the morning, January 29, 1891. The SS Wairarapa cuts through the Tasman Sea at full steam, her passengers asleep in first-class cabins. Captain Hector Norrie stands on the bridge. The night is black, no stars, no moon, just the sound of the engines and the rhythm of the hull pushing through water. He's made thousands of decisions like this one. Tonight it would be his last. Let's rewind. The Wairarapa was built in 1876, a British iron steamship, 343 tons, one of the finest passenger vessels running the Australia-New Zealand route. She'd made this crossing hundreds of times. Her crew knew these waters. Her passengers trusted her completely. She carried 150 souls that night, crew and travelers, most of them sleeping, dreaming of landfall. Captain Norrie had sailed for 30 years. He understood wind, current, and the mathematics of position. But on the night of January 28th, he made a calculation under pressure, the kind that navigators faced constantly in that era. No GPS, no radio, no way to verify your exact location except by dead reckoning, compass, speed, and time. He believed he was 150 miles east of his actual position. That margin, 150 miles, seemed safe, or at least it seemed like enough distance to sleep. So Norrie reduced speed slightly and left the bridge in the hands of his officers. A rational choice given what he knew, but what he knew was wrong. At 3:14 a.m., the ship struck something. The impact wasn't catastrophic, not at first. It was a grinding, sickening crunch. The bow lifted, metal screamed, passengers jolted awake. In the darkness, no one understood what had happened. The Wairarapa had hit Petre Island, a small, rocky outcrop in the Cook Strait. Norrie's 150-mile error had just cost him everything. The crew sprang into action, orders shouted, pumps engaged. For a moment it seemed like damage control might work. The ship was taking on water, yes, but slowly. Norrie ordered the engines reversed, hoping to back off the rocks. It didn't work. The Wairarapa was wedged, and the tide was coming in. For 6 hours the crew fought. They threw cargo overboard to lighten the hull. They worked the pumps until their hands bled. But the Wairarapa wasn't designed to survive what was happening to her. She was being torn apart by the rocks, slowly, methodically. By dawn, Norrie knew the truth. This ship was going down. He made his second crucial decision: abandon ship. But here's where the story fractures. The lifeboats were old, poorly maintained. Some wouldn't hold water. The crew managed to launch a few, but discipline broke down fast. Men fought for seats. Women and children were promised priority, a promise that wasn't kept by everyone. One lifeboat carrying around 20 people simply vanished. No wreckage found, no survivors located. The ocean took them silently. Other boats drifted for hours before being spotted by fishing vessels. Some passengers clung to debris, some didn't make it. The final count, 140 people lost. Only about 10 survived. Captain Norrie was among the dead. His body was never recovered. The official inquiry blamed human error, his navigational miscalculation, his decision to leave the bridge, his failure to maintain proper watch. These were fair criticisms, but they missed the larger picture. In 1891, maritime navigation was fundamentally uncertain. Captains operated on incomplete information, constantly making bets with their lives and their passengers' lives. Norrie wasn't uniquely incompetent. He was operating under the constraints of his era. His error was plausible. His death was not inevitable until it was. The Wairarapa sank completely within hours of the evacuation. She went down in 300 feet of water, taking with her mail, cargo, and the secrets of what exactly happened in those final minutes. Her wreck was never located. She became one of the Tasman Sea's ghost ships, visible for only a few hours before the ocean swallowed her whole. What makes the Wairarapa's story different from other wrecks is its invisibility. There's no dramatic final image, no photographs of the disaster, no eyewitness accounts from the bridge. We know what happened only because a few people survived to tell it. Most of those who could have explained the ship's last hours died in the water. The wreck wasn't officially found until 1973, 82 years later. Divers descended to a broken hull scattered across the seabed. The ship had been picked apart by the ocean itself. What remained was barely recognizable as the vessel that had carried 150 people into the dark. Today, the Wairarapa is remembered mainly by maritime historians and wreck enthusiasts. No major book was written about her. No documentary preceded this one. She's not famous like the Titanic, but her numbers are just as final: 140 dead, one captain's miscalculation, one night when the ocean won. The Wairarapa teaches us something uncomfortable. Most disasters aren't the result of spectacular failures. They're the result of small decisions made under pressure with incomplete information. Norrie didn't sail into the rocks on purpose. He made a calculation. He was wrong, and 140 people paid the price for an error of 150 miles. The ocean doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't grade on a curve. You're either where you think you are or you're not. And if you're not, the margin between safe and dead can be measured in a single night. If you want to explore more stories of ships that vanished without warning, ships lost to decisions made in the dark, subscribe. There's a new wreck, a new mystery every week. Subscribe for a new maritime mystery every week. Stories of ships, decisions, and the moments when the ocean won.